Hi everyone. Bill and Andrea play 2 games of tennis. The probability that Bill wins the first game is 4/5. If Bill wins the first game, the probability that he wins the second game is 5/6. If Bill loses the first game, the probability that he wins the second game is 2/3. So what we're going to do first is fill out a tree diagram that is partially filled out. So it's given that he wins the first game, the probability is 4/5. That means Andrea would be 1/5 because 1/5 plus 4/5 is 1. These two numbers have to add up to 1. Or you could have said 1 minus 4/5 and got your 1/5. The second game, if he wins the first game, then the probability he wins the second game is 5/6. So this is filled out. However, if he loses the first game, the probability that he wins the second was given as 2/3. So that means Andrea would be 1/3 because 2/3 plus 1/3 equals 1. So the question is, find the probability that Bill wins the first game and Andrea wins the second game. So if that's the case, this is the 2 leaves. The branch, this branch, and this branch. So all you're going to do is multiply those 2 together. So that's going to be 4/5 times 1/6. And that's going to give you 4 divided by 30, which equals 2 divided by 15. Now the next question, find the probability that Bill wins at least 1 game. So we have Bill wins here. And so that it brings him up. He wins here. And he also wins here. But since this goes along with this, he actually wins 1 game here, at least 1 game. So you multiply these numbers. So the first one is 4/5 times 5/6. Plus 4/5. So this these 2 branches, 4/5 times 1/6, and then he wins here. So you use this branch with this branch. So that's 1/5 times 2/3. And when you put that on the calculator and simplify, you'll get 14 divided by 15. All right, and the last question states, given that Bill wins at least 1 game, so that's your C answer. So we'll call this B. Given the B, find the probability that he wins both games. So what you have here is, we'll call this part A. The probability of A given B. So you find the probability, that's all this is probability of A divided by probability of B. So the probability of A, that's this second part here, the probability that he wins both games is these. Since this is all written, that he wins both is here. 4/5, this branch, times this branch. So that's 4/5, 4 divided by 5, times 5 divided by 6. And then the probability of B, given that Bill wins at least 1 game, that's already given for C. And C, our answer was 14 divided by 15. So this is 14 divided by 15. So this is 4/5 here. Yeah, so these 2 cancel. So you get 2/3 divided by 14 divided by 15, which is the same as 2/3 times 15 divided by 14. So this goes in 5 times. 2 goes into 14/7. Whoops, sorry about that. So this answer here, we'll move it up here, is going to be 5 divided by 7. When you simplify, or you can just use a calculator. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.